We're going to start off easy with things that most of us are pretty familiar with. So we're going to start with the idea of what is a security. Most of us are familiar with the term, but the technical definition of a security is that it's paper traded for value where a profit's anticipated through third-party management. Now, the two basic types that most of us know are going to be stock and bonds. Equity, or stock, is going to give a customer ownership in the security, whereas bonds or debt securities are going to give the customer loanership positions. We have other types of securities as well besides stocks and bonds. We also have mutual funds, variable annuities, which are considered to be securities, options, which are securities in their own right and derive their value from the underlying security, and we also have rights and we have warrants. Now, it's really important for the test to determine what's a security and what's not. So things that are not considered securities, if you see whole life insurance policies, those are not securities. If you see term life insurance policies, those are not securities. Fixed annuities are not securities. Now remember, variable annuities are, so you want to be able to make that distinction for the exam. IRAs and retirement plans in and of themselves are also not securities. They're actually shoe boxes, if you will, and you put your securities into the shoe boxes, which would be an IRA or some other type of retirement plan. A prospectus is not a security because a prospectus is nothing more than a disclosure document. And a confirmation is not a security because your confirmation actually confirms that whatever trade you wanted executed was in fact executed properly. So again, for the exam, one of the questions you can see is what's a security and what's not a security. When a corporation decides that they are going to incorporate, the first thing that they do is they go out and they hire themselves a lawyer. Now that lawyer is going to draw up their corporate charter. And in that corporate charter, they're going to address the idea of common stock. Now that common stock that they address will be in the form of authorized common shares. So the easiest way to think of it is that authorized common stock is stock that has been authorized for sale in the corporate charter. Now the registrar is an entity that's put in place or hired by the issuer to make sure that the corporation does not issue more shares than they've authorized in their corporate charter. Now remember, just because a company has authorized a certain number of shares doesn't mean that they have those shares actually in the public hands or that they've even issued those shares to the public. Authorized is simply what's on paper in the corporate charter. Issued stock is stock that's been actually issued to the public. So if the corporation decides that they're going to issue a certain number of shares, those shares will be in the public hands, and we'll say that